What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have to talk about a pretty depressing story, and I gotta be real. I've been thinking about this video for a couple hours. I know I'm gonna go off, and so if you want a more fiery I know there's some people, that get pumped when I, kind of get aggressive, so you've come to the right place. You've come to the right video. This is a disgrace, okay? We've talked about Embracer Group, and look, I've said, what a disaster they are. It's the SpongeBob thing where he forgets his name and, his whole mind is on fire. It is like that. But I've tried to be, while I've thrown those insults at Embracer, I have tried to be at least a little respectful. Gloves off. Gloves off. Deus Ex is a great franchise, okay? Human Revolution is a really great game. In fact, I have several of the Deus Ex games, and, I have podcasts now, Back to the Past. It's a franchise I commonly think about when I think of my third channel. I say, what games, do I want to go back and play to make retrospective videos on? Deus Ex is a little under the radar because not everybody played it. It's I wouldn't call it like a super niche game, but it's not out there selling like 10 million units, right? But it does have its following, and it's a very good franchise. It's a very just good series, okay? And so the news, if you could say, well, Alex, why are you so ticked off? Well, Embracer's at it again. So remember, Deus Ex is under that umbrella. Eidos Montreal, makers of Guardians of the Galaxy, phenomenal game. Tied for my game of the year of 2020, whatever it was, 2, with Life is Strange True Colors, whenever that game came out. Maybe it wasn't actually 2022, but whatever year it released, that game is phenomenal. That game is really, really good. They're making a Deus Ex game. We knew that, behind the scenes. Now, I don't know what's confirmed versus what's speculation, but what's being reported out there is they were 2 years in on a new Deus Ex game. They canned it. They're working on a new IP now, new franchise, and they laid off almost, I think it was like 97 or so. They laid off about 100 people, okay? Just shy of 100 people. So not only do you stop what people are talking about online, I actually very much second. This is a game franchise that, while it is really good, it's had some ups and downs, but overall really good. But it's also just been, I think, cursed, historically. It's been a long time since the last one. And they also, had issues kind of like leaving on cliffhangers, needing another game to finish the story. It's never been the most, succinct franchise. You know what I mean? It's always had a few issues here and there. It's never really, I guess, pulled everything together. And then it has been so long since the last one. And then finally, when there's hope and I guess heavy rumor / even confirmation that they are working on a new Deus Ex game, and then you freaking cancel it 2 years in. Now, not only do you do that and you hurt this franchise, but you lay off almost 100 people, crippling, I imagine, an incredibly talented studio. This is, I don't know about worldwide, where I would put it in my studio ranking list, but if you're Embracer, you look at the studios Embracer Group has, Eidos Montreal has got to be a top 5 studio. Gotta be. Probably top 3, maybe even top 2 or top 1. Talent, I guess potential to do, Guardians seemingly didn't sell, outstanding, but the quality was absolutely there. I have no doubt a Deus Ex game, the quality would be, you know what I mean? So, and we've talked about this before. Embracer Group, what the F are you doing? You have shut down so many studios. You have laid off so many people. You would think that the top talent, the best studios, the games that have the highest potential for success, you would think that they would leave them alone. And what do you have instead? Again, look, Deus Ex, maybe it doesn't do outstandingly well, but I guarantee you a new Deus Ex game in this time period, you know what I mean? Because the gaming has grown, and since the last one, it's been a lot of years. So I think if you promoted the new one, I think word of mouth, I think you have a game that can sell a couple million, right? 1, 2, 3 million. Now, budget, that's up to them to figure out. You know what I mean? If they can't make 2 million units sold, if that doesn't work for their budget, that's their problem, right? That's not really our problem. They need to freaking get that under control. But why would you go after them? And a thing that I think I said maybe on Twitter, just sell. Start selling. Why are you doing this? Why? You have no idea what you're doing as a company, as a anything financially. You have no clue. Why are you trying to trim the fat? This is not really the time, at least for some of these studios, to trim the fat. Just sell them. we talked last week, I think on Podcast Now, Black Forest Games, the ones who made the Destroy All Humans remake and then is now making the TMNT game that is probably going to be pretty okay, all right? The Destroy All Humans games are really, really good. The remakes are excellent, and this is a team of 100, 110 people, and they laid off half of them. Again, this is a studio that's talented. They're on the up and up. This isn't even a studio that's falling apart. They're actually getting better each time. You're actually giving them now a bigger thing than what they've had previously. Why in God's name would you cut them in half? That cripples them. Now, I said that in that video. There was a couple people that disagreed. I don't really know how you can disagree. I think the TMNT game is in trouble. I don't know how you make a game when you originally had 110 people. I don't know how you make that same game the next day with half the people. I think you would have to have some major meetings and really start to figure things out. Same thing here. Now, you just cancel this game. Good on you. But then you also lay off 100 people of the studio. Now, I don't actually know how big Eidos Montreal is, but I imagine that's at least 20, 25, 30 plus, maybe even half. I don't know how big they are. If it's 200 people, you just laid off half of them. If it's 400 people, 33%, 25%. Still, it's not a team I would think that you would touch. I don't understand it. And I guess one more time, back to this game. Why do you have to choose something? Now, the voice for this man right here did actually tweet and say he was not actually contacted. His tweet was like, they were working on this game for 2 years. They never contacted me. So he said that he thinks that it was never a Jensen, story at all because they probably would have clued him in. That's not ideal. but at the same time, you know what? It's not ideal. I wish we would have been able to have that discussion. You know what I mean? Like, the game still could have been good. We would have to see, the path they took. But I would have loved to have made the video asking, hey, is them moving on from their, signature main character, was that the right move? Because at least that means the game's coming. You know what I mean? You can't make that video now. You can't have that talk now because it doesn't matter. The game is dead, and there's no game actually at all. So that's the problem here. So I don't think I got as fiery as maybe I thought I was, but Embracer Group needs to sell. I'm trying to be calm. They need to sell. They need to cut it out, whatever the heck they think they're doing. There's no future for them. That's a thing I kind of want to get across. They relied on one partnership worth $2 billion. It fell through. Now they have nothing. They bought and bought and bought so many developers and franchises and all this stuff. They went all in, and they did nothing with any of them. And now, even when you have one or two of them here doing stuff, you decide that these are the studios you're going to go after. Now, I guess they're not singling them out because they've laid off 85% of studios before. They've shut down a few teams already. It's not going well anywhere in Embracer. And this is, by the way, I'm getting fiery at the terrible management. I'm getting fiery at the talent that was just lost from Eidos Montreal. I'm getting upset about a franchise that I personally really love. Not even talking about the people that lost their job. There's that part, too. Did these people really deserve that? No. We always kind of say that, right? We want these people to bounce back. I think these people more than most. I think these are talented people that I want to see make a freaking Deus Ex game. So can we please let that happen? It actually sucks. It really does. It's not the franchise I care the most about, but just knowing, we had it. We were going to get another game in the franchise, and now we're not. That's very upsetting to somebody who likes the franchise. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.